This is these are healing codes for this new era. So anyone listening can receive a transmission, can receive an opening, these light codes. If you desire that, then simply say yes to your own heart, to your own self, to the universe, to the guides. And we're being brought into, whether you're listening to the recording or not, into this temple, a pyramid, and it'll appear or feel just however is perfect for you. But that's the universe kind of creating this sacred space for us for transmission and for release and for really, like the words I get, adoption of some new timeline templates, because now so much of our work is adopting our original templates, our blueprints. And so some of that's in store for you today.
Love it.
So
Beautiful.
yeah,
Wow. Thank you for bringing that forward. This is
I think
so,
we
this
also
is
need to
great.
ground. If everyone wants to rub your hands together
Oh,
and just like
this is
point
my
your hands,
mojo.
yeah,
Uh, This
point.
group can ground like nobody's business, Suzanne.
Okay, all right, do it.
Here we
Let yourself really come into connection with Mother Earth. Ka odia aya. Oh, I feel the ocean energy by you, Patty, too.
hmm
We're so held, so very, very held by love. Grounding, and actually what's happening for everyone is an opening to your own Akashic field, your own Akashic records, and the communal field to some extent. But this work is going to be energetically kind of matriculating through your Akashic records, your Akashic field, to become part of your energy body today. Wow. Okay.
I
We're
love
feeling
that.
it. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So let us know how you guys are doing. How's everybody in here feeling grounded so far? I know that you guys, we practice this in our focus group, Suzanne, and it's
Yeah.
so great because literally when we do the same thing, we form a container and there's this natural grounding now, like with
Mhm.
Gaia, that's been happening even in the whole Love Train
Wow.
community. And
Oh,
it's great
beautiful.
because you can feel it when you
Mhm.
enter the space. You can actually feel it. It's
Mhm.
like palpable
Oh, wow.
now. So
Yeah, I
it's
feel it. Yeah. Wow,
so
you
beautiful.
created that vortex. That's so cool. Hmm.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah.
every love train.
There.
Feel it in my feet a lot.
Yes. Right. It's
Yeah.
like we're
Hmm.
fully, and that is, Gaia's heart is our stability now.
Hmm. Hmm.
The old,
Yeah.
one of the unauthentic energies that was playing out and is still kind of in some fields because remember, we're feeling it as it's going too.
Hmm.
And one of the old inorganic things that is playing out was that we created safety in the noodle.
Hmm.
And it isn't. And our safety, we are our own safety
Yeah.
and that connection to Gaia, and really, and it's in the
Hmm.
field of one that our safety comes from. And so
Hmm.
now we've anchored into that energy.
Yeah.
So we can trust now more. It's that self-trust that, okay, I'm
Hmm.
really anchored now in this space. So I love it. They're saying very grounded.
Yeah.
Steve, Tammy, all right. I know you guys are pros now. You're so good at this. It really
Plus,
helps.
recently I was guided to know that safety is a given. Like we don't really
Yeah.
need to ask for that. It's a given, just like love.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. It's, I use this term a lot too. Our wellness is assured.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, our abundance
That's
is
so powerful
assured.
to say.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so especially, yeah, because um there were so many false beliefs about the human body that, we're a soul. focused into a body. So your
Mhm,
soul's not inside your human body, it's the other way around. And on
mhm.
a soul
Yeah.
level, we're all seen in this absolute perfection, like
Mhm, mhm.
in all areas.
Yeah, yeah.
And so what we're doing now is remembering that truth. And like you said, it's our organic blueprint. And
Yeah.
what's fun is there's we each our souls had a different each have their own unique journey that they chose to have here.
Mhm.
And but it's all tied to
Yeah.
that original blueprint, which is pure love and light.
Mhm. And a whole lot more too, like
Oh yeah.
health and a source. It's like
Yeah.
of source purely, which everything is, but it's a more pure state, I guess I would think.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So,
Yeah.
okay, somebody said, I'm confused. No, this is not the focus group. Violet. I see your note. So this is Suzanne is a soul sister who's coming to visit on a monthly basis, and I couldn't be more excited. And what we're doing here are guided, spirit guided and angel activations for the community. And then the focus groups, we meet privately on Thursdays. And so I'll share that information separately in the post. But yeah, this is me and Suzanne hanging out and br- we're bringing in some love and healing to the group. So
Yeah,
thank you for asking that.
yeah.
So what are you feeling, Suzanne? I see you're
I know. My
moving
hands
some
do
energy.
a lot. What am I feeling? Well, so we're gonna be offering a transmission. It'll probably last about 10 or 12 minutes, coming up. And so if anyone has any questions prior, we
Yeah,
could take any questions. Patty
yeah,
can field those.
absolutely.
But what's been happening in my experiences and with lots of people that I'm doing sessions with is this profound and deeper integration into I mean, there's so many words for it, but our true authentic vibrational light body. There's a lot of ways to see it, but what comes right now is like the light body is getting lit up, and then a lot of things happen with the physical body kind of back and forth to accommodate that. And I guess I want to say I'm always mindful to tend to anything physical with, with your doctor or with people that you might need. But a lot of what is going on these days is related to these upgrades. And it can be intense. I know for some people, it's pretty intense. A lot of it's been intense for me, but I'm also being prepared to energetically to go to Egypt in a couple weeks. And so it's that's happening too. But the elevation or escalation of our abilities to like manifest ourselves into more profound states of wellness, like we're talking about, and health, but also vibrationally, just connection with the universe, with our guides, or with each other, heart to heart, even telepathically. It's kind of fun more and more. You guys, I'd be curious if people are experiencing that, but more and more, it's like we think of each other and then someone calls, or
Yeah.
there are a lot of
Oh
synchronicities
yeah.
like that because we're so in this oneness vibe, so it's fun.
Yeah, it's very true. And what you're describing is there's a variance in right now energetically from releasing the old timelines
Mhm.
are collapsing, and then we're accessing new higher levels of consciousness. And so
Yeah.
there is a lot of distortion as a result of it too. And I always encourage people, yeah, just say, wait, okay, this is temporary. You can tell if you feel into it. Okay, this is a temporary thing that I'm feeling
Mhm.
right now,
Mhm.
and go into that. The self-love and the self-care
Yeah.
is critical, and I encourage everyone to be the observer and don't like get
Yeah.
into it. Like if you get in, don't jump back into the washing machine. It's coming
Mhm.
forward to be healed, and you can observe
Yeah.
it and say, oh, that's interesting. what's coming
Mhm.
forth to be healed, and how those parts get
Mhm.
surrounded by your guides and your angels, and they have an understanding, because remember, we're not
Yeah.
recreating this, we're not recreating it in the organic, so it's
Right.
being
Yeah.
completely reconciled.
Mhm.
We're not
Mhm.
becoming an improved version of the old. Very
Oh,
important, right?
yeah.
Because for a
Mhm.
long time, I think that was a belief about ascension is,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so I'm going to become a better version of
Right.
the old.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's
Mhm.
it's no, you were connected to an inorganic timeline before. And this is
Yeah.
a new, we're getting a clean slate. Like I use
Yeah.
that tabula rasa, the Latin phrase, quite literally, we're creating.
Mhm.
So you can start to play with,
Yeah.
now, what am I creating in this now moment?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
power.
Let's ask that because let's set that. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful time to set those intentions. As you were saying that, Patty, in a session the other day, I had this really beautiful visual for someone that was, channeled that to picture herself really like her soul, her goddess, her God self, goddess self, kind of like, like how Mother Mary looks. Picture herself like that. And her foundation, it's like she was getting clicked, like unhinged from her foundation, which was her birth family and the lineage and like the genetic, all of that. But like being unhooked from it, because our true natural state is light and is,
Yeah.
you know, pure soul. But it was kind of cool to see it in that way. Like, yeah, she had been attached to that for a time. She had been doing that work with that family and that line and experiencing that. But now she's decided that she's moving in a whole different direction and that new platform. So the guides were like, now go beyond
Wow.
a new platform, a new foundation of what?
Yeah.
Of liberty, liberation,
Yeah.
freedom.
Freedom. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that was
I love that. That's a
like the
good, it's a good version of being unhinged.
right, I know. Yeah.
We're all striving to be completely unhinged.
Mhm. I know. If they really show it like those clips that clip stuff together, like on a
Yeah.
box or something, it's like done,
Isn't
done.
that, yeah, it's very clear, right? I love it when those
Yeah.
images come through. So we have a couple of questions that I'll jump into before we do this
Yeah. Okay.
activation. Some are saying, yeah, the past 2 weeks have been painful and exhausting. Yeah, there's a lot of, again, there's a lot of distortion in the energies. There can be a gap in your physical body energy from where your consciousness is.
Uh-huh.
But just know that it is absolutely what Suzanne said in the beginning. That these are all upgrades, and
Hmm.
I can't even begin to describe to your noodle what your body is undergoing right now. And
Hmm.
just give yourself some ease and grace with it all. It we must, it has to come up um to be healed. So we were all holding a beach ball underwater for a long time, and now now it's like we're surrendering it, and it's like, so it can feel very distorted. There can be pain in the body, but really I shared a piece yesterday that I found so important, that pain is a combination of energy, emotion, and consciousness. And how that
Wow.
pain, this was so cool, how that pain
Mm-hmm.
makes you feel is the origin. So that's
It
the
was.
emotion that wants to be healed. So, and I gave the example a few
Wow.
weeks ago, I cut my toe going into the ocean on a rock,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it was sliced, and I was like, "Oh, it's annoying."
Mm.
It wasn't a big deal, but it was annoying because, like, I couldn't, when you have a cut in the bottom of your toe, you can't
Yeah.
wear certain shoes, and it was taking a long. And then so my guides showed me this and said, okay, what situation are you not putting up a boundary that's been annoying you?
Hmm.
And I was like, wow. And know it, when I went to that energy, the
Annoying.
toe, the toe stopped hurting.
Wow.
So it's what,
Mm.
and for some, they were saying it can be anger. You could be mad at
Hmm.
that pain. It could be helplessness, hopelessness.
Hmm.
So you can help. And I'm getting to my scalp's tingling as I'm saying this. So you can just say to yourself, how is that pain making me feel?
Mm,
And
mhm,
and that's how you're becoming one with it, to
mhm.
heal it in the field of one.
Yeah. Wow. That's really cool. All right, everyone do that while
So
we're doing all of this today.
so
Wow.
really,
That's really profound. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very helpful. Let's see, we have,
So wait, you asked
yes,
what's the emotion that
yeah,
it brought up, that it's bringing up. Okay, everyone make note.
yeah,
That's pretty amazing. Yeah.
r- right. So say for
Mhm.
example, like if someone um had like debilitating pain in their hands. I've seen
Mhm.
this in some clients that have like fibromyalgia or whatever. We don't even need to label it. So they
Yeah.
have a chronic thing. Well, if you think about it, if you can't really use your hands, how does that make you feel?
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah.
where you can go for the emotional healing.
Wow. Yeah.
Because that's where the energy and the emotion and your consciousness are trying to bring it to your attention through that pain.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
know we all say, "Oh, we are creator in our own creation." And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
forgive yourself, you didn't knowingly do it. You unconsciously
Exactly.
created it. And then now
Mhm.
it's coming forth for healing.
Yeah.
Um someone asked about light language.
Mm.
Um so no, oh, very important. Thank you for phrasing it that way too, Robin. She said, "Is it religious?" Absolutely not. There's no religion tied to any of the work we're doing here at all, on the love
Mm-mm.
train. We all um chose to incarnate in a human body for spiritual growth,
Mhm.
spiritual expansion, which is remembering the truth of who you are, which is I am source, I am a fragment of source focused into a body.
Mhm.
So it's, when people say, where are you getting your information? My source is source. So here's my understanding of the beauty of light language. Light language understands that we have a noodle that could interfere. It is a soul to soul communication, and it allows instantaneous healing in the body.
Mhm. Mhm.
These are codes. It's a language that truly only your soul understands. So I think of it as like a bypass for any dirty air. It's got like that clean
Mhm.
divine line from
Yeah.
Suzanne who's channeling it, and for all you need to do is receive it.
Yeah.
And it's super powerful. I think we're even
Mhm.
my understanding of it has gotten so much greater. I recently
Mm.
did a shamanic heart healing session. Whew,
Mm. Mhm.
let me tell you, I
Wow.
knocked me out like a light, but then I woke up and felt so grounded and calm and beautiful. But I took
Mhm.
it that way.
Wow.
It's when you really set that
Mhm.
intention, especially since Suzanne's going to bring it forward,
Mhm.
um it'll really, you can receive it, be open to receiving it in the biggest, best way
Mhm.
ever, especially if you had any kind of really not knowing about what light language is, right?
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
you it's like a beautiful soul gift, and
Yeah.
and instantaneous healing that your body, we embody the
Mhm.
codes from it instantly.
Yeah,
So
I want to add a little bit to that, Pat.
yes.
Um, yeah, it's a great question because it's more and more common. Like because like you said, Patty, we can bypass the brain. So it comes out in sessions more and more because my light language goes directly to the body. And so you probably will experience that today. And they're all different tones, and there's different kinds, but if you start to hear a lot, you'll start to hear similarities. And even mine has changed like 4 times. So I'm not even sure why, but the way I see it is like that's how we talk to each other out there when that's how spirits talk to each other. Everything is code. And it's fun now. I see it. So sometimes I see it like beautiful script, kind of like Sanskrit, but then mine, I more see like codes, like lines and dots. And I do feel called to share something today. because we're talking so much about codes, and this was made by one of my soul brothers.
Oh,
Oh shoot,
wow.
it's not very clear.
We can see it. Yeah.
Okay, so he channels code. His name is Larry Campbell, and he channels code, and then spirit has guided him to make these special things for clients. And
It's like a grid. Yeah.
yeah, it's a grid, but then all
And
these
the
symbols
symbols.
are fundamentally like their core essence. So it's this isn't just for me, that's why I'm showing it, but I also just want to show what it can look like. And a lot of people start to draw it. So if y'all feel inclined to start to scribble, like sometimes you'll think you're scribbling, but you just have to get a pen and write it. That's another way it comes out. So it's pretty cool. Just let it.
Love that.
It's medicine. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Are there any other
Let's
questions?
see, do you have a black background to put it against? No, but maybe, I don't know if she
Yeah.
has, or anything,
Oh, maybe this.
anything solid.
Yeah. Oh, there you
There
go.
we go.
Duh, right there. Paper.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Maybe it might activate you if you're looking at it.
That is cool.
Isn't that Mary
Wow.
Campbell? I can connect you if
Very cool.
yeah. Yeah. He makes them custom too. So
Love that.
anyway, there's all kinds of cool stuff going on out there.
Right? It's
On
so
this
cool, isn't it? Stuff that's coming forward
yeah.
too. I know
Hmm.
it's like stuff that we never imagined before. Well, because now
Yeah.
we're truly believing we're unlimited.
Yeah.
So
I
we're
know.
allowing the gifts to come
Hmm.
forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, he said thank you. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for the suggestion. I'm glad Suzanne was able
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
show you. Melanie says, oh, that makes so much sense. I used to always lose my voice and learn through my awakening that I needed to heal my throat chakra and my
Hmm.
ability to speak my truth. I don't lose my voice anymore. Right on, Melanie. Love that.
Beautiful.
I love
Yeah,
that.
we realize it's too painful not to, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Auth- So since we're talking about authenticity, are you feeling that it's that time?
Yeah, yes, I do believe so. Okay, so I'm going to tune in. I'm just going to start with a little more deepening into this temple space, and we'll go from there. And Patty, feel free to chime in.
Mhm.
Okay, so Ariwariya Kariya Awiya Aya. We're setting a space more solidly. The space that I'm seeing, it's like it's a vessel. It's like an urn because we are working with Mary Magdalene, who is known as the anointer, and so I'm seeing actually like a beautiful. It's almost like the divine feminine too, like a vase, a vessel container that we're being held in by the divine order of things for this. So picture yourself in your own beautiful soul's vibrational container. While we are one, we also are sovereign, and we have these amazing vessels that we traverse and travel through time and space. So it's your orb, but you also have a Merkaba light structure that holds you securely, basically, like we've been talking about your body in your soul. So what she's saying is that this transmission is going to resurrect. So again, this stuff is already in you. It's in your DNA. So we're activating it from within you with powerful magnetic light that helps you get it turned on like Christmas lights going on. So she's saying that the container space for you is really worth acknowledging today because you all have a lot more vibrational autonomy than you think. And I hear this a lot in sessions where people say, well, I just absorb everyone's emotions. I feel everything. And that is true for a lot of people, but it actually doesn't have to be. And I've done a lot of work myself to come out of that state because it was so hard years ago. It was awful to feel all this stuff going on. And if you're feeling it now with with what's going on. It's actually not even healthy. So the first thing she's saying is that she's inviting a more formidable structure. So it's not a shield. It's not like shielding you, but I just see it like an ancient clay urn around you, but it's open at the top for your crown chakra to be wide open, but held on the earth, like you're like a vase sits on the earth. So energetically, what's going to happen is some rearranging and adjusting and opening for the throat today. And we'll go from there. So I'll be channeling it, and simply allow, if you are a yes to this, lay back or sit back and close your eyes, drink some water, and you'll be attuned to your own sensations and your own light body structure that's ready for this new timeline, which there's some pretty important eclipses coming up in the next few weeks. And so that's part of it. Like when we say timeline, there's like celestial events that help all of us move forward. And it's best to ride the wave in attunement with them. So I didn't know this was happening, but you're actually getting visually, psychically, energetically, physically attuned, because I think there are like 3 different eclipses happening, and they're kind of powerful. Also, as we move into fall here in the Northern Hemisphere. So that's a lot of the attunement. And so the Mary Magdelene, it's her energy is the force field working with you right now. She's known as the anointer, but she's also a powerful, divine goddess energy of activation and alchemy, soul light alchemy. So think of yourself as alchemizing something old with the turning on of these new switches. And I always like to say, out with the old, in with the gold, because it's literally your solid gold divine blueprint. So that was a lot of explanation, but it's already started. So here comes some more light language. So your Akashic book of life is being attuned to your own heart right now. And basically your soul is opening up to a new era. And this is like the era that we're coming into. I mean, we all have been participating in what a lot of us call the new golden age. And so overall, there's this big new era of transcendence that we're living in, like we've been talking about. So actually, it's always a surprise. I think I know what we're going to be talking about or doing, but it's like the big golden age project that we're all in, that she is saying. And if you aren't sure what that's about, read the Sophia Code. That's always a must read for this kind of work, in my humble opinion. All my students in my programs read that. But she's saying it's time to release. And this is where we get to see that more truth. So releasing from your third eye, releasing from your vision, releasing and opening your crown to this really vast new horizon of potentiality. And so that's why Patty was talking so much about bypassing the noodle and staying in the heart. And we are talking about really being mindful about your very language and how you talk about anything, because anything is possible. And so when you're in that land of anything is possible, you have to be careful not to be saying, oh, I'm, blah, blah, I'll never have that, or anything like that, because you'll create it and stay in those separation energies and loops. So, so right now we're working through with the throat chakra, and literally unraveling old wiring. I just see like a lot of wires coming out of throat chakras around the group. And that's collective energy. That's part of what we were born into, part, as, in our lineages and born into in these bodies. So there's like a huge clearing. You all might be feeling it out the throat. Just you're releasing many, many really eons of being of what is like being in a human body and thinking there's so many constraints. Wow. Thinking like, oh, there's so many constraints on being in a body. It's been so hard. I always just say, like, all you have to do is watch the History Channel to know, like, humans have been, it's been hard here. So how do you even imagine that you could live live in a, heaven on earth state, except for some people? So that's what she is clearing out, our collective, like the byproducts of that collective belief that life has to be so unmanageably hard, and there's just no end to the work, and there's not much more than that. Wow, that's a beautiful clearing. Just getting rid of those structural blech old energies that said that do keep some of the wheels turning in the old. So that's what's happening first. It's getting
I love that.
did you have
And
something?
yeah, I do know what came in is that,
Yeah.
yes, is that we have a collective resistance to ease because we got so used to the echo of that energy of everything being difficult, and it's
Oh
always
geez.
tough and it's going to be tough. And
Yeah.
so it's now, as this is releasing, we invite in the energy of ease, which is a natural state. And to say, oh, I can receive ease. And if you notice, sometimes we witness a change and
Mm-hmm.
then we go, oh, wait, that wasn't challenging enough. Or right. So it's can
Yeah.
you really, like,
Mhm.
this is like, actually, I'm feeling this in my heart space right now. So I'm saying this, that
Mhm.
are you open to receiving and embracing ease in your life? Because that
Mhm.
is how we
Mhm.
create moving forward. We create from a space of ease and grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breathe that in, y'all. That, oh, as this releases, I breathe in ease
Yeah.
and the belief, the knowing, more than a belief, than the deep inner
Knowing.
truth, and knowing that it can be easy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm grateful I can say that now because of all the work I've done. I'm really realizing the truth of that finally too these
Yeah.
days. And it's really powerful. So take heed if you're, if you're in the midst of transformation, let yourself bring it in. And if you have to, fake it till you make it, but
Yeah.
bring in the knowing that, yeah, it's easy. Even the hard stuff, even like even going through something, when your consciousness is there, it's so much easier. You kind of like peacefully go through it, peacefully deal with life's things.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean nothing happens, but it means, oh, it can be peaceful and I can stay calm and collected and make the best decisions. And then it does get a lot easier because you make it from
Absolutely.
your
And
classified.
create, you can look at a situation and say, how can I create this from a state of ease?
Yeah.
And step back. You have to step back and give it some perspective. And then if you can't see an easy path, ask you. This is where we're so used to trying to do it all ourselves. Always ask your guides, show me how to see this through with ease and grace.
Mm-hmm.
Reorganize it for me, show it to me in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because many times there's a situation you're perceiving as hard, but you're in the noodle where you're in the history files with only
Mm-hmm.
one solution. And here, what you're bringing forth
Yeah.
is there's unlimited
Yeah.
solutions to everything.
Yeah.
And when you embrace that,
Mm-hmm.
imagine that when we have unlimited
Yeah.
solutions, that's, "Oh, this is easy, and I don't have to go into my noodle and create it anymore."
Mhm,
It's gonna
mhm.
come, and it comes to you.
Yeah.
It comes to you. It's an energy. So you can create and then celebrate when you create when something was really easy, say, "Oh, that was
Mhm.
great. I did that. I created
Yeah.
that ease," and be the
Mhm,
creator. You're a conscious creator. Create your own ease and start with something that you feel that you have control over, and
mhm,
and
mhm,
and then you go from there, because the more you embody this feeling of ease, it becomes then second nature,
mhm.
right? Or it's actually your natural
Yeah.
state. We just have to accept it again.
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah.
literally, right?
We do. And you reminded me the other day, Patty, like also starting your day, even asking, okay, how can this day be really easy? Even though I know I'm doing this and this and this, how can it be super easy? How can it be in ease? How can I stay peaceful? Show me, universe, how, bring it to me and show me how easy can it be? Let's make it fun even
Yeah.
to go through the stuff, or, whatever it is. So yeah, thanks for reminding me that the other day you did that. And you said, how can I even be more free too,
Yeah.
even in all of this? That was a brilliant reminder too.
Yeah, because ease does bring you freedom. Gives you
Hmm.
freedom of space, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it does.
they're best friends.
Frees up your noodle too. Okay, so now there's a little bit more that's being brought through. So if you're new to Mary Magdalene and her energy, there's a few who will be listening and are listening. She's so delighted to know you. If there's she senses a familiarity, and please know that that is genuine, that there's such a deep heart connection amidst this group with this beloved being that we know as Mary Magdalene. And she opens her heart to the transmissions now. So if you'd like to close your eyes and visualize or see her, she's showing up, which often is the case, in this beautiful deep red robe. And she's opened her arms energetically, and her solid gold um, center of her heart portal is, she's like revealing that the sacred heart, which is the sacred heart that we know of, the Christ light, the Christed light. She is kind of magically, but magnetically revealing that, because she's a mirror, she's creating a mirror image for your soul and your DNA and your codes to light up in your heart space. So notice if you have any sensations in your heart area. It's because when the guides do something like this, it's such a beautiful offering. It's kind of like a candlelight ceremony where they're holding the vibration of what your soul knows you need. And so the golden essence of the open sacred heart portal is really what she's presenting and holding. And so that kind of automatically catalyzes energy, all the atoms and energy in your energy body, and especially the heart. I feel it. I think some are feeling might feel a little tight because it's getting kind of churned in a new way. And therefore, like we were saying, this is about seeing and knowing the truth in a new way. And our suggestion is that that comes from really living from the heart and feeling into the heart and letting the heart guide you, and letting the heart be the part of you that stays calm and keeps you in homeostasis and keeps you in ease out of the old ways. So anchoring some light codes actually of homeostasis is what one way to think about this in the heart. So for anyone and everyone who's wanting to live more from the Sacred Heart. That's what beautifully what this is about right now. So imagine that you have this golden heart portal center, and see that in any form that you wish, or that it appears or feels, or that you just know it is. And then know and feel and see into how that projects out like a lighthouse, because they're showing that then becomes your guiding light, like a lighthouse that scans the universe really, but scans the terrain, scans the world, and just knows how to scan and bring back what you need, and how to perceive from the heart, which doesn't have judgment, to perceive and project from this pure place of the soul and the heart of the universe, being held in the heart of the earth too. So this is a beautiful heart portal activation into truth codes that are your authentic self, divine blueprint soul codes, but it's very focused on you, helping you henceforth be in the vibration of your heart and its own truth, and then what that brings, because that will bring homeostasis, that will bring centering, that will keep you moored in a world where it might be difficult otherwise, keeping you moored. So that's what she is projecting for this group, and it just feels like that's going to keep going for some time, even beyond this call for some. Actually, probably for everyone, it's going to keep, once your heart has received this, once your like DNA and your body has gotten this, it's going to kind of keep reorganizing to a more open heart stature and state. So kind of just let it, then you get to let it, and maybe even start to say, wow, what's it going to be to have even a more open heart, to be guided even more by this heart, because I am shown we're just on the precipices of even knowing what that's possibly like. I don't think I don't know what that's like at all yet.
It's interesting you brought this forward. Before we jumped in here, I tuned in and said, what do you have a message for the group?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been waiting, and this ties right into what and they gave us some questions to ponder. That is exactly the energy you just brought forth.
Oh, perfect.
What if it's true that I am a sentient light being?
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Which means we feel, right? We
Yes.
feel nothing is done up here anymore. We feel.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
they said, right?
Yeah.
What if it's true that I am a sentient light being? What if it's
Wow.
true that I am the conscious creator within my own creation? And what if energy communicates with me in every now moment and I communicate with it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those three questions came forward
Yeah. Oh,
before,
beautiful.
and it ties into exactly the
Yeah.
beautiful
Like,
activation you just
mm-hmm.
brought, because it's that focus of going here
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then, oh, how do I feel? And it's interesting because that was where um when I just did the shamanic heart opening
Mm-hmm.
experience,
Yeah.
that was, and I know for some it's a challenge when, like, I
Mhm.
remember in the beginning of my journey saying, when they would say drop into your heart, I was like, can someone give me a map, please, and a guide? Like I
Mhm.
needed a I needed a Sherpa for
Yeah.
that, because I was like, where is where is that? What are you talking about? I did. I was like, okay.
Oh, same. I mean, I'm still
Everybody
learning. Yeah,
was like,
I'm still just starting to understand really what that's gonna be like.
Yeah. But
But
it's
me,
great
yeah.
when you go there. It's so good because then just like sit in that
Mhm,
yumminess and go,
mhm.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like right
yeah,
now, it's super easy. Like I'm just
mhm,
feeling that that really is our energy
yeah,
center for the group right now. You can just really, really feel it.
mhm, mhm.
So it's so powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me a while back, like it's kind of like for me, I mean, I've worked so hard for years on this, to be in this state, like it used to be so easy to be like this, like we're feeling. I trust most people or everyone is feeling it right now, like while you're on your meditation cushion, but then you get up into life and then it's gone. And it was so elusive for a long time, but then I really just kept intending. So if you're in that place, like keep intending that I am heart coherence.
Yeah.
I stay in heart coherence. That's my normal. That's one way I call it, heart coherence
Yeah.
or homeostasis or heart centered, but intending and telling myself that might be something to practice
Mhm.
if you're new to walk, getting up from something like this and still being like,
Yeah, maintaining it.
yeah.
Absolutely, 'cause it's
Mhm,
true, like, we then, real life, or real human life, I should say, your human experience
mhm,
is still going on. Keep in
yeah.
mind that that has already manifested, so you
Mhm,
can go into, "What am I creating?"
yeah.
Right? And I wanna create from this space of love and light.
Yeah.
And you know how I do it, Suzanne? This is how I regulate my own energy. If I go into the noodle, I go, oh, that's noodle soup. So I know it's not the heart space.
Mm, mhm,
So if you get anything that is negative or
yeah.
fearful or not, then I
Yeah.
go, okay, whoops. Like literally file that under noodle soup. And then
Mhm,
the breath, the breath is how we
yeah.
always
Yes.
connect. And our ability to
Mhm,
connect with the breath has gotten more and more powerful.
mhm,
My guides are
mhm.
constantly, and they'll give me different
Yeah.
new meditations now, Suzanne, where sometimes they add like a
Mm.
fourth breath,
Mm,
um, just because they want it to
yeah.
bounce back and forth with Gaia's heart and our heart, and just
Mhm.
to,
Oh, wow.
right, really, really reinforce it. So remember, what you're talking about essentially here is finding stillness in the moment while stuff is happening. And I know you're all capable because we've all been in the car
Yes.
cruising along. All of a sudden, you're at your destination and going, "How
Yeah.
the heck did I get here?"
Yeah.
You were in your zone. You were
Yeah.
you were in the
Yeah.
zone, and you had the intelligence still to get the car there safely. So
Mhm,
it's just having that awareness and practicing staying in that you can still bring stillness in your heart
mhm.
while experiencing what's going on in your field. So
Yeah, yeah.
super reminder. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really perfect.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
it.
Well, are there any
Mm.
questions?
Yeah, let's see.
Does
How are
anyone
you? I
have
see some great, this feels beautiful. Thank you. Oh
mhm.
gosh. Oh, yes, you all brought the energy too. Make no mistake. And Tammy says tingling. Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and really um the Magdalene energy is very profound right now with this group. So um she said it earlier, but really allow the truth of that you're there's just a call to know the truth of that reality where these beings love you so much, love us so much, and we're so loved that they they only want what's best, and that in this case is an like an open heart and all the things we've talked about. Safety is a given and love is a given if you'll surrender and dare to keep softening and surrendering. It's what your it's almost like it's what your destiny is, and let go, keep letting go of any stronghold, any places, little or big, where you were clenching, um, and then keeping yourself under kind of under one of those parachutes, like is what I see when we were
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. And it would collapse on you.
Yeah. Like that we've gotten so used to clenching and bracing for the worst. And that's we know why it was normal, but catch yourself. And I know I have had to catch, I have been surprised. I didn't know how much I was clenching for a long time. And when I started to realize I wasn't, I was almost like caught off guard that I wasn't waiting for the next shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, wait, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There could be different ways where it manifests, but let yourself soften is what she's saying. So I just want to thank you, Mary. thank all the beings who are holding us all right now, because it's a collective effort right here.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I love it. It's so beautiful. It's a beautiful space.
Mhm.
There's a question here, Angela. Is there a difference between physical injury in this lifetime versus being born with illness or disability as far as visualization energy like healing? So, Angela, so the soul doesn't see anything as a disability. It was a choice that your soul chose to, your soul wanted to have an experience in that case. So to answer your question, if it created pain, then to zoom in, by the way, your human does not have to be aware of everything that's being healed, because our healing is assured too. The ascension is assured. Everyone's ascending, whether or not they're aware of it. And your guides and angels are providing the healing. But if you feel there's an area where you're resisting the healing, which does happen sometimes, there was that old, I told you guys, look at my owie thing, where they're telling us, not we don't wear a healing as a badge of honor, because you're holding on to it as a
Mhm.
dense energy. And instead, we come into peace with the whole energy
Yeah,
around
yeah.
it.
Mhm.
So it was just a
Mhm.
soul choice. And then from there, you can look at whatever the sensation is in the body, and then feel into that and say, okay, what is the energetic feeling around that? And
Mhm.
that's and again, it doesn't just have, it's not limited to visualization. What Suzanne did today with the light language is a sound healing, quite literally, and even bigger than that. It's vibrational healing for the body. So just know that because you're multidimensional, you're receiving the healing on many, many different levels.
Mhm.
And what I like to do is focus on what you want to create, focus on the outcome that you desire, and what state of being is that. Like ease is a great one. You can go for peace. I just want to feel the energy of peace throughout my body. And then what does that feel like? It could be a bubble bath, it could be a massage, and create, look forward to what are you creating, and then step into that space. How does it
Yeah.
feel the day after? How does it feel the week after? And that's how you close that energetic gap. So I hope that that helps. Suzanne, do you have anything you
No, I think that covers it really well.
Oh, I love this. Violet says, I felt a strong, familiar, loving connection with Mary
Mhm.
Magdalene.
Oh,
Thank you so
beautiful.
much to you
Yeah,
both.
that's really what she wanted. It was very clear with this group. I don't know that I've ever said that like trust it, because she's akin to your spirit.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're here listening to this. Mhm. It's
ab-
really powerful. She
absolutely.
really wants you to know, and she wants you to know the familiarity, like she just said, and know that as a truth.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I love it that we're going right to knowing now, right? Not we're not
Yeah.
practicing trust
Mhm.
anymore. It's a knowing,
Mhm.
because the knowing is what gives you the freedom too.
Mhm. Yeah,
And it's in
it
your
does.
heart. You can
It does.
always just go into your heart and say,
Yeah.
is this true?
Yeah.
And get a hard yes. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Don't you find it keeps me anchored too? It keeps
Totally.
me grounded. Hmm.
Yeah, for
Being
sure.
knowing versus like, and I'm not always knowing everything, but
Right.
when that's my intention, it's like, okay, I know
Yeah.
that to be
Yeah.
true. And then it becomes my reality.
Yeah. And notice when you go, if you're looking for proof or evidence, you're in the noodle. Because only the noodle requires proof or evidence. That's how you stay on the gerbil wheel. And then you can just say, oh, wait a minute, that's not my heart. I'm not in
Hmm.
my heart right now. Proof and evidence was a 3D dense energy that
Hmm.
keeps you and it cycles,
Yeah.
and so yeah, and you can have an awareness around it. And the second you become aware of it, now you're present again and you're not in the noodle.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah. These are all tools for staying, right now we need these tricks to stay present. We
Hmm.
really,
I
but
know. Yeah. Yeah. As they become really more and more anchored in.
yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
Yeshua is here also. And um, there's a call to, I see with him the trifold flame of the heart. And it's often shown as light, like pastel pink and white and pastel blue. And so there's an evening out of energies with that. Oh, okay. So he's showing that in your heart, you also have what's called a trifold flame, because your heart is where so many parts of you kind of are anchored. And so the more you anchor in your heart, the more solid the flame. That makes sense. The brighter the flame is. That makes a lot of
That's
sense.
so
The more
wild you
you
brought
live
this
it there.
in. And
And
if you
that,
want to practice
mhm,
that, I'm going to
mhm,
add to this. I love when we
mhm.
play together. I've been guided recently to monitor the flame of a candle.
Ooh.
So
Mhm.
if you want to make that connection to your heart too,
Yeah.
light a candle and just really helps you literally visualize it.
Yeah. See
And,
it in your
or
own
light
heart.
3.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
might I might triple it now.
Yeah. Why
That's
not? Go big or go home.
I love it. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Robin, let's see before we wind up here. It went so quickly.
I know.
Robin asked, okay, how can we use this connection to find our soul's path or purpose? Okay, so
Mm,
your soul is on a journey. Our human purpose right now is self-realization and awakening, expanding your spirit. Within your soul's journey, your soul has put desires in your heart. And those desires, when you act upon those desires in your heart, you end up doing I have found you do your mission before you realize that's
mm,
what it was. It's something that is natural, that the pieces come to you and the next perfect step comes to you when you go into your heart. And Suzanne, maybe this will be our next get together, because we could literally talk about this for an hour. Many are not acknowledging their heart's desires completely. Like, we think
mhm.
small because we're in the
Yeah.
noodle. And so these could be things that brought you joy in childhood, or that wouldn't it be fun to
Mm,
do that? Anything that you can answer, wouldn't it be fun to experience that? That is a
mhm,
signal that your soul put into your heart for you to come forward in self-expression. So,
mhm.
yeah, I mean, your soul is on, and it's an eternal journey. So that's why this is a loaded
Yeah.
question. But I hope that answers
Yeah.
your question, Robin. But the human purpose,
Yeah.
a lot of us say, why am I here? Quite literally right now, you're a badass warrior because you raised your hand and said, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go clean it all up.
Mhm, mhm.
And start from scratch while staying in the human body.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I would add to that, Robin. It is a loaded question because I'm not sure that any of us have, well, I don't know. I think our mission is so unique.
Yeah.
It's
It's
so
what do you want
unique.
to create?
Yeah. And I mean, some will say, and sometimes I will say, our now I finally want my mission to be to enjoy life because I've worked so hard to get here. And what if, there are some of us that'll say your mission is to enjoy this life, to like live totally to its fullest, whatever that is. And I've started to say just pretty recently, like, what if I have just a lot of projects? And I've had some really big projects, like my whole family line healing was a massive project for this first half of my life. What if that's like part of my Uber mission, but I like calling it a project
Yeah.
because it's like, well, our souls are so big and so vast that we come in here, and I'm starting to see we come in here and to accomplish a lot. And so that's why what Patty's saying, if you have desires, if you want something, if you yearn for something, that's that your soul is desiring that. Is it your mission? I mean, maybe, but pay attention to what you really desire and what really lights
Yeah.
up for you. And it's even less important than to know my overall mission, because that could be, I mean, I've gone through so many versions of it, and it just
Yeah.
keeps evolving as I grow. But
Well, that's what happens. You know what happens? We're following our heart's desire, right?
yeah.
And then while you're doing that, something unknown, remember we're in the infinite land
Mhm.
of creation now,
Yes.
comes
Yeah.
up and you go, "Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
wasn't in my noodle pot, but that looks like fun."
Yeah.
So remember that we're creating from the now moment too. And I saw someone put in there that they use the aid of an astrology chart. And I want you guys to
Yeah.
understand that yes, that can give you sometimes a general. Please take it generally because there's not your blueprint is unique to you, and we have to resist this. Here's what my guides are saying right now. Oh, they say this one a
Mhm.
lot. Resist the urge to be a planner. You're a conscious creator, which is different from planning it
Mhm.
all out in advance.
Yeah.
So in other words, we don't need a
Mhm.
book that says you're going to experience this. They're saying in this now moment, what
Yeah.
experience do you want to have?
What I want to
And
have.
and
Mhm.
go have it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
go have it. And
As a
so
creator, like as the
yes,
creator of my creation,
yeah,
I want it to be like this. I want to feel like this. I want to experience this. I want to be in it. And get into the mojo of it, the feeling of it, that's also really powerful. Put yourself into it. Like when I wanted my dream car that had been on my vision board for 2 years, so finally my guide said, you better go test drive one. And I'm like, well, I'm not, there's no way I could afford it yet. And this is the best story because it totally ties into that, because I desired this car, and I like I like things, but I'm not super like, I was like that with this car. I really wanted this one kind of car. And so I did. I went in a few days later and said I wanted to test drive one. And then do you know what? I even wanted a white one. And after I test drove this brand new one, that would have been like out of my budget. The guy goes, that do you see that white one? It just came in. It's just 1 year old and it has full new warranty, extra 1 year. And the price was totally in my budget.
see,
So I never would have known it if I didn't follow the light and get myself in the energy. And I'm glad to have this reminder, just because that's what they've always said, like, put yourself there. You want to live in Maui? Well, go visit it. Go
yeah,
look around at where you might want to live,
it's
be in
true.
it.
Align with
Like,
it.
yeah.
And,
Mhm.
it's why I'm here.
Yeah,
You align with that energy and then it gives you more and more and
yeah,
more. And
yeah,
without the how and the why, but see, you follow, this is what we talk about, follow the energy,
yeah.
follow your energy
Mhm.
and
Yeah, and
and
put
then
yourself in it, no matter,
yeah,
even physically. There
yeah.
comes a point where, right, where you have to put yourself in it physically. You can't, this is a physical planet. So,
Mhm.
and
Absolutely.
honestly, I I mean, I know you say like we're here to grow and evolve, and which absolutely, but I also, it's my belief now that we're also here to enjoy. And I have taken that on, like we're here to enjoy this, having a body and eating,
Yeah.
tasting really good things and all that. It's taken me a
So
long time to come to that, but
oh, I have always, like Suzanne, since I'm little, I was saying rule one is have fun and there's no other
yeah.
rules. And I
Yeah.
would say to my guides,
Oh my gosh,
show me
brilliant.
how to
Yeah.
get paid to have fun. I
Oh
literally
yeah.
say, bring me
Mhm,
playmates and show me how to get paid to have fun. Because that
mhm,
was an old 3D thing that you had to be serious about your work. And but the truth is when you're coming
yeah.
from your heart and connecting with that,
Mhm,
it's not work. Like, I feel
yeah.
like the word work is gonna be a 3D expression. It's not even something that we use because
Yeah,
it's, oh,
yeah.
here's,
It's
um, eh
creation.
yeah, it's I
Yeah.
created this. Yeah,
Mhm.
I created this in my I called it my happy bubble, and for a while, I think I was the only one in it, and then now it's ex now it's expanding. It's big and joyful, and I love
Yeah,
it.
it has.
But I always believed in it, see? I always
Yeah,
believed in it, e even
yeah,
when people said to me, "You can't be that happy."
yeah.
And I would be like,
You always have.
my soul was like, "Don't take that crap." "Yes, you
Yeah,
can."
yeah. And you stayed in it. You were
Yeah,
in it. You stayed in it. That's what we're talking about.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
So cool. So,
Beautiful.
well, for those of you thank you again, Suzanne, for being here. I just love
Oh,
spending
thank you,
time with you.
Patty. It's so great. Thank you,
And
everyone who's been watching.
In the description of this, we will post this as a video for everybody in the community, and there will be Suzanne gave a beautiful discount. Again, there's a discount code of Love Train, and so we'll
Yes,
put a link and the discount code in there for you guys for anybody that wants to experience a beautiful personal one-to-one session with Suzanne. And
yes.
don't worry, this isn't the last you will see of her because we are co-creating again 1 month from today. And so we will announce our next get together. And thank you guys for coming in too and holding the space and for all
Yes.
your comments and feedback here. It's, truly like for us, this was a play date again.
Yeah. And we got some new juju. Everyone did. So
Yeah.
cheers. And thank you to all the benevolent guides and the universe who supports us, and Mother Gaia and the waters and all of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you,
Yes.
everybody. And thanks to everyone for being part of this co-creation.
Yes. Thank
All right.
you. See
See you
you
next
soon.
time. Bye.
Bye.